So we are learning the importance and the severity, how important it is not to delay any teshuvah. And the Rabbi Yonah says, "V'lo yimatzeh ichura teshuvah." The only people that will delay coming back, if a person slipped up, the only people that will delay teshuvah, has v'shalom, is what? Is Am Haaretz. Am Haaretz will delay the teshuvah. Has v'shalom, you shouldn't do it. Something, if you messed up on something, let's say for example, you have a leak. Joe, you listening? You have a leak. So now, if you don't take care of that leak right away, let's say you're leaking in the roof. So what happens? Little by little, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. It starts mold, and they have to change the whole roof. But if you would have taken care of it in the beginning, what would happen? Everything would have been okay. But you didn't take care of it in the beginning, and now all of a sudden the whole roof got collapsed. So that's what he's trying to say. He's saying that if a person has shalom a million times slipped up by accident, so what's the first thing you have to do? It makes sense. Oh, I'm so sorry. I feel so bad. I'll never do it again. So you can fix that right away. And that's what he's saying. He's saying Yichud Teshuvah is only with the Am Haaretz. Asher hem yeshanim shochavim, because the people that don't understand, they're just sleeping. V'lo yeshivu lelevavam. They're not going in and contemplating what they did wrong. You know, back in the day, I remember I had a havrutah when I was my year in Israel, my second year in Israel. I had a havrutah, and every night before he went to sleep, he would go over his day, and he would think the whole day, what I do over here, what I do in the morning, what I do in the afternoon. He went through his whole entire day. Why? I told him, why do you do that? He says, because I want my whole life to be looked upon, that I analyzed how to improve all the time, always improving. He's going back on the day, throughout the whole day. He thought about the whole day. Oh, how did he say the brachot in the morning with the shachar? Did he say with kavanah? Did he not say with kavanah? Oh, then tomorrow I'll improve. And then after that, shaharit, how did he pray? And the next day, how did he say brachot in breakfast? What do you think about when he was eating breakfast? Was it L'Shem Shemaim, not L'Shem Shemaim? I had in mind all these things he would do it. How did he learn first? Say that he learned well. He didn't learn, and how did. That's what he did, because his whole life he wanted to make sure that he was not messing up. Some people, he writes, the reason why they don't do teshuvah is one reason. They don't believe that there's a punishment if they sin. Understand? So therefore, the person, he's delaying. He doesn't think, this, that. What are you doing? Make teshuvah. The answer is, what's his thought? What's his thinking in his mind? There's no punishment. There's no punishment. What are you, crazy? I'll never forget. My brother Soli, he calls me up. He tells me, you're not going to believe what happened in the morning. I said, what happened this morning? He says that somebody called Rabbi so-and-so. I said, yeah. And he said that he has a friend that's passing on, and he wants to know what to do. Imagine, he gets my brother Saul is telling me a phone call that the rabbi gets a call. He's in the middle of the hallway, and he hears the rabbi speaking to another person. Rabbi, you don't understand. I'm here. My friend, is that he's about to pass away. What should I do? He says, what do you think you do? The main thing is what? Do teshuvah, right? Do teshuvah. Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Echad. So he tells him, go to your friend and tell him that. Regret any bad deeds that you did. And he goes there, and he calls the rabbi 10 minutes later. He doesn't want to regret any bad deeds. What? He doesn't want to regret. Why not? Because he knows if he does, that means his whole life was a failure. But teshuvah, you're not understanding, any averah, there's a punishment that goes along. It's not like you do averah, there's no punishment that goes along. There's a punishment that goes, averah A, punishment A, averah B, punishment B, averah C, punishment D. And don't think I should, but nothing's happening to the guy. Look, that's why people delay teshuvah. Because the guy, let's say, he's mechalel Shabbat, and he goes on Shabbat, he uses his phone, and nothing happens to the guy. So what happens? There's no punishment. You think there's no punishment? You think there's no punishment? Hashem's just having patience with the guy. Make teshuvah, save yourself. Oh, so now you saved yourself. So Hashem will spare you from the punishment because you made teshuvah, because you came back. But don't think, why does a person delay teshuvah? Because he's thinking in his mind, there's no punishment. There is a punishment. Just because he didn't get it now doesn't mean he's going to get it later. So now what does Hashem do? Hashem's having patience with the guy. So he's waiting. He made teshuvah. Okay, let's see which sin. Let's see, we wipe out the sin. You don't teshuvah, the sin is still there. The punishment's still there. You have to wipe out the sin, and then you wipe out the punishment. Again, there's different levels of sin, there's different levels of punishment. Each thing has a cheshbon. You know, when they give you the best example, you know when you're driving on the highway and you get pulled over, right? You ever get pulled over on the highway? You get pulled over, what does the cop say? License, registration, this, that. So now, 65 miles is the speed limit, so you're driving 92. If you drove 80, it would have been no points. Now you drove 90, now there's 3 points. And you drove 100, we suspend your license right away. And you're drunk driving, that's it, you go to jail. What happened over there? The guy did the same thing. He was going 90 and the guy's going to jail. Yeah, but he was drunk and he was this and he was that. Each level of sin is a different level of sin. And there's a punishment regarding that. So what does HaKadosh Baruch Hu do? HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, do teshuvah, come back to me. You don't believe there's a punishment? If you believed, you would never do a sin. Now you slipped up. So come back. Erase it. Erase the punishment by coming back and doing teshuvah. You understand? Yeah, how important that is. Why are you delaying? Because you don't believe. Hashem says, I'm delaying it for you, so therefore you'll have time to come back to me. But you still don't want to come back to me? Hashem says, okay, I got to bring you that punishment. That's why it's so important not to delay. Don't delay it. Don't delay it. Don't delay the teshuvah. Don't delay it. Right away, I spoke, right on the spot. I'm sorry, Hashem, I can't believe I'm so sorry. I feel bad, I'll never do it again. Right away. That's what he's telling you over here. It's just the Amei Haaretz. It's just the people don't really believe in punishments. The people that delay, that the people don't think. This is one of the fundamental things that we've been told many times. It's brought down in Masechet Berachot. You see Tamil Chacham. He did a Avirah that day. You see, something happened. He slipped up. He says that just know, he writes, Shavar Avirah Balayla, don't think the next day he did anything wrong. You know why? He definitely did teshuvah. There's no way he didn't do teshuvah. That night, he would think right away, if a person slips up, especially to Chacham, right away, rest assured, he's doing teshuvah. Because he knows the severity of sin. He knows the severity of sin. And this is what the Rabbeinu is teaching us today. Have a great day.